Someone tries to pull you into doing wrong. The enemy tried to tempt Jesus into doing wrong. And as you go home, I'm going to encourage you to read Matthew chapter 4, verse 1 to 11. He wanted him to turn stones into bread, and Jesus used the word of God. The enemy will try to tempt you as well and question you as to who you are. But I encourage you today to know that you are a child of God. And when the enemy comes to tempt you, speak the word of God over your situation. Rely on the power and truth of the word of God as you battle daily. The enemy did not give up after the first encounter. He came again and he told him to cast himself down from the pinnacle of the temple. The devil used the phrase, "for it is written." He was twisting what was said to suit his agenda. And we have to be careful who we listen to. I realize when the calypso songs and the soca songs are playing, all the children know the lyrics. And parents, I want to encourage you to let your children know the word of God. The lyrics may give them a few seconds to walk up and whine and shake, but the word of God will last them a lifetime. The third time the enemy took them to a high mountain and said, "I will give you everything if you bow down and worship me." And Jesus again used the word to let him know, "Thou shalt worship God only, and him only shall you serve." So I encourage you to know the word of God is powerful. You need to know who you are and whose you are. And when we think of Ash Wednesday, let the ashes remind you to repent. That means you may have done wrong, but God has made a way for you to go right. Lastly, imagine you are at a big trap meet like NAPSACbb. The stands are full. Your house and your teammates and your family are cheering for you. You're lined up at the starting line for the 200-meter race. The coach says, "Stay in your lane. Listen for the gun. Run your race." But just before the race starts, another runner whispers, "Start before the gun so you can win." Trip the runner next to you. Cut into the lane. Nobody will notice. That voice is like temptation. You have a choice. Do you cheat or disobey? Or do you listen to your coach and run the right way? If you cheat, you may get disqualified. If you obey, even if you don't come first, you win because you did what was right. Connecting it to God. God is your coach. He tells you, don't lie, don't steal, be kind, and obey your parents. We need to listen to this verse, and I'm going to ask the children to say this verse. Submit to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Boys and girls, life is like a race. Don't let the devil push you out of your lane. Don't let temptation disqualify you. Yield not to temptation. Instead, yield to God instead. I'm going to ask each and every one to stand with me at this time. And bow our head. Let's pray and give God thanks for the day. Father, thank you for this day that you've made. Strengthen the athletes as they participate and give wisdom to teachers and officials. Guide us and help us not to yield to temptation, but to obey you in all we do. Cover us under your precious blood. In Jesus' name, amen. And I'll leave you with this. Numbers 6, verse 24 to 26 says, "The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. the Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Aline. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Pediasure Anton Norris Zone. We have here with us Ms. Sherry Cumberbatch, Marketing Assistant of Pharmacy Sales, Caribbean Inc., representing our sponsor, who will bring remarks.
Good morning, parents, teachers, coaches, officials, and most importantly, the athletes. It is wonderful to be here with you once again for the Chef Foods Distributors NAPSACbb Championships. This is now Pharmacy Sales Caribbean's third year supporting this championships, and every year reminds us why this partnership matters so much to us. We truly believe in investing in our young people and helping them reach their full potential. At Pharmacy Sales Caribbean, we know that strong athletes start with strong foundations, and that foundation is good nutrition. That's why we're once again proud to support NAPSACbb with Pediasure. Pediasure helps provide essential nutrients to support growth, energy, and development so our children can thrive both in sport and in everyday life. To our parents, teachers, and coaches, we want to say thank you. Your dedication, encouragement, and sacrifices make all the difference. You are shaping confident, healthy, and resilient young people, and we're honored to support you in that journey. To the athletes, you inspire us. Your commitment, discipline, and positive attitudes are what makes this championship so special. Keep working hard, keep believing in yourselves, and never underestimate what you can achieve. We are also grateful for the partnership among all the sponsors for the championships and the stakeholders. Together, we are building something bigger than just competition. We are building character, confidence, and community. And as always, Pharmacy Sales Caribbean remains small enough to care, but big enough to make it happen for every child and every dream represented here today. We wish you all a successful, safe, and memorable championship. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cumberbatch. Let's have a round of applause for Ms. Cumberbatch. Remember, as I said from day one, we cannot pull off a meet of this magnitude without the help of all our sponsors. Our title sponsor, Chef Foods Distributors. Next, we will have the athletes off by Nathaniel Whitaker from Renal Weeks Primary.
Are you going to say athletes off first? In the name of all the competitors, I promise that we shall take part in the 2026 Chef Foods National Primary Schools Athletic Championship, respecting and abiding by the rules which govern them, in the true spirit of sportsmanship, for the glory of all sport and the honor of all teams.
Thank you. Let's hear it from Nathaniel. Now we have the officials. Oh, before we have the officials off, we are going to allow the children to move off because it's getting a little chilly, a few drizzles. So we allow them to get off. Come on, let's hear for all these athletes on parade. You'll see some of them on the track a little later.
Yes, yes, yes.
Now we'll have the officials off by Renica.
In the name of all the judges and officials,
Yeah, guys.
I promise that we shall officiate in the 2026 Chef Foods National Primary Schools Athletic Championship with complete impartiality, respecting and abiding by the rules which govern them in the true spirit of sportsmanship for the glory of sport and the honor of all teams.
Thank you, Renica. Ladies and gentlemen, this zone has a special name like all of our zones. The man after whom this zone is named, former Barbados high jumper who had the Barbados record at one time, doing what they would call the scissors jump. I'm sure if he was around in the days of the flop, he would have gone higher. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome former Barbados top high jumper, Mr. Anton Norris.
Thank you, Mr. Master of Ceremonies. Chairman of NAPSACB, Chairman of NAPSACB, Miss Janelle Denny, sponsors, athletes, members of the media, ladies and as we celebrate NAPSACB Zonal Championships. NAPSACB has been for elite athletes from the time it came into being in February 2002. Since then, it has produced many stars. The most recent example, of course, is Shade Williams. From experience, I would like to give a few words of advice to athletes who are here today. It is never too early to start thinking about your next step as an athlete. Ask yourself, what are my goals? And are they really realistic to achieve them? The goal is to become a class athlete. No, and to aim for physical strength, speed, and agility, determination, focus, and discipline, rigorous training, and good eating habits. And most important, you should have a good attitude, a willingness to listen, and to improve. Take the time to apply these principles to your daily activities, and you will most likely reach and surpass your goals. I leave you to ponder on those few thoughts and wish you a most competitive day of sports. At this stage, I would like to, with great pleasure, officially open.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This brings us to the end of this opening ceremony. I see we have the athletes on track for the first event. Let's give them a round of applause and let the games begin.
Yeah, guys, whenever. You giving me a countdown? Again, a very pleasant good morning and welcome to the Pediasure Anton Norris Zone. This is the third zonal meet in the Chef Foods Knapsack 2026. And we're going to get things rolling with the first of two time finals for the girls open 600 meters. As we can see, the competitors are already on track. From Arthur Smith Primary School, Rosita James. Representing All Saints Primary, Kalia Quimby. From St. Joseph Primary, Sky Griffith. Representing Grantley Prescott Memorial, Janelle John. Representing Deacons Primary, Rashante Aline. From Cuthbert Moore Primary, Teja Grant. Representing Hillaby Turners Hall Primary, Nyasha Brathwaite. From Rennell Weeks Primary, Glory Fraser. We're going to keep our eyes on Glory Fraser. I think there are two Fraser girls who will be competing here today. Of course, we know of Mary Fraser, outstanding athlete. Represented her primary school, went on to secondary school, and then represented Barbados very well. So this is another clan of Frasers, younger ones. So we're going to keep our eyes on Glory Fraser of Rennell Weeks Primary. She is wearing 4976. From Hillaby Turners Hall Primary, Sydney Neil Stewart. From All Saints Primary, Kezia Bovell. And representing the Rennell Weeks Primary, Carissa Bushel. So that's the lineup for the first of two time finals. Soraya Young of Mount Tabor is the record holder, 1 minute 50.26. And that record was established in 2019. Expecting 11 runners to go in this one. The competitor, Janelle John from Grantley Prescott, is missing. All the others are present and accounted for. So the first track event of the Pediasure Anton Norris Zone is just about ready to go. 1.5 laps around the track for these young ladies. So they're being placed off the track, and we're going to see, I believe, the next section. They're probably awaiting Janelle John of Grantley Prescott. That's my guess. So our next set of 11 competitors getting ready to go, and we'll give you their names. Future Waldron of All Saints Primary. She's there. Sapphira Bovell of Deacons Primary. From All Saints Primary, Janika Thomas. I don't see her there either. Tishana Grant of St. Joseph Primary. Next, Chelsea Burnett of Cuthbert Moore Primary. From Arthur Smith Primary, from Arthur Smith Primary, Renessa Bob Wilcher. Representing Hillaby Turners Hall Primary, Nikasia Ward. From Grantley Prescott, Nalia Brathwaite. From Deacons Primary, Krista Tate. Ajacia Sargent, representing Rennell Weeks Primary. And from Grantley Prescott, Natalia Reed. So that's the lineup, 11 girls scheduled to face the starter in this section. So no Thomas starting. All the others are ready to go. 1.5 laps around the track. Okay, so off to a great start. And actually, I think they changed up again on us. So going out rather quickly here is Glory Fraser of Reynolds Weeks Primary. She should be going across into lane number 1 any minute now. But for sure, 4809. Okay, there she goes. 5088. Glory Fraser of Reynolds Weeks Primary. Off to a blistering start there. 46 seconds on the clock now. And she's already making her way into the backstretch. Final 300 meters to go. Remember, the record is 1 minute 50.26. So we'll see how Glory Fraser will do. Heading down the backstretch now. Lace untied, but that's not stopping her. 200 meters remaining now for Glory Fraser of Reynolds Weeks Primary. As we say, this Fraser family is known. Done quite well, Mary Fraser, and she has gone on to be a triple Carifta gold medalist and Austin Seeley Award winner. There are 2 more Frasers to follow. So here comes Glory Fraser. Slow down, but still going. Into the straightaway she comes now. Glory Fraser leading from pole to pole. We'll see what the time looks like, but we know for sure she's going to take the first section. So Fraser on the way to victory. 154, not the record. Probably needs to do some work on how she paces herself. 2:01.16 is the flash time for her. 2:01.14 for Fraser. All the others trying to get a good time. Remember, it's all about the times. Finishing up in second, that looks like Bavel of All Saints. So 2:01.14, that's the time to beat. Bushel of Reynolds Weeks finishing in second, 2:14.35. Third, going to Brathwaite of Hillaby Turner's Hall, 2:17.47. So that's the time here we are looking at, 2:01.14. Glory Fraser of Reynolds Weeks Primary. And you will note Reynolds Weeks, the girls defending champions. They amassed 292 points last year. All Saints were second in the girls with 244. Hillaby Turner's Hall, third in the girls with 167. So Reynolds Weeks, they've started out pretty impressive, defending the girls' title. So there we see Glory Fraser, 58.8, and 58.0 is Bushel of Reynolds Weeks. So they had a 1-2 in that section. So 2:01, 2:14, those are the 2 top times so far as we get ready for our final section in the Girls Open 600 meters. Future Waldron of All Saints on the inside. Sapphira Bavel of Deacons Primary. Janika Thomas of Arthur Smith Primary. Tishana Grant of St. Joseph Primary. Chelsea Burnett of Cuthbert Moore. Also from Arthur Smith Primary, Renessa Bob Wilcher. From Hillaby Turner's Hall Primary, Nikeisha Ward. Representing Grantley Prescott, Nalaya Brathwaite Krista Tate representing Deacons Primary. Randall Weeks Primary is represented by Ajacia Sargent, and on the outside, Natalia Reed of Grantley Prescott. Of course, our field event action has started. Standing broad jump for the under sevens. So going out quickly is Future Waldron of All Saints Primary. Behind her, Chelsea Burnett of Cuthbert Moore, and now moving up here is Ajacia Sargent of Rennell Weeks Primary, who now goes into the lead, but there's a battle brewing between these two. Not quite aware of strategy of running. These little ones just run. So back into the lead, Future Waldron of All Saints, and tracking her closely, Ajacia Sargent of Rennell Weeks. Remember, Rennell Weeks placed first and second in the first section. The points are 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 for first to 8th place. So it's possible that Rennell Weeks could get about 24 points from just this one race. There are 3 competitors allowed in these open 600 and 800 meters. 200 meters remaining. Future Waldron of All Saints Primary still holding on to the lead. Moving up into second now, Nalia Brathwaite of Grantley Prescott. And still trying to keep up in there, Ajacia Sargent of Rennell Weeks. She's now dropped to 4th. Brathwaite of Grantley Prescott in second and looking to challenge. So heading up the straightaway for the final time, Future Waldron of All Saints Primary working her way. Future Waldron, she is going to take this second section. Future Waldron, she is going to win. Oh, a strong finisher there. So we're going to get the time for Waldron. It has to be better than 2:01.14. It's 2:07.66. Second going to Bovell of Deacons Primary. 2:07.96. And third going to Brathwaite of Grantley Prescott. And her time 2:09.31. So those are top 3 from that second section. And we can tell you that the overall winner will be Glory Fraser of Rennell Weeks Primary. Her time of 2:01. 2:01.14. The second best time from Future Waldron of All Saints Primary, 2:07.66. Third best from Sapphira Bovell of Deacons Primary, 2:07.96. So those are our top 3 from the Girls Open 600 meters. Now, as you heard, today's event is sponsored by Pediasure. The Marcia Trotman Zone was sponsored by Pedialyte, and we're very pleased to have with us to talk about why Pedialyte and Pediasure and Pharmacy Sales Caribbean Inc. got involved in NAPSACB. We want to welcome Shari Cumberbatch. Shari, welcome.
Hi, thank you, Mr. Jules.
How are you doing?
Mr. Jules or Michael? I'm good. Seems so weird calling you Michael.
I appreciate the respect. You can call me Michael today.
Okay, no problem.
Yes. So, of course, Pedialyte, Pediasure, sponsors of the zones. Tell us, why did your company choose to be involved with NAPSACB?
So let me say this is our third consecutive year, so we're very happy to be on board again. At Pharmacy Sales, we always say we're small enough to care, big enough to make it happen.
Sweet.
And we're in the business of enhancing lives through whether it be nutrition, pharmaceuticals, anything just to enhance persons' lives, and specifically NAPSAC. As you know, I'm a former athlete, so
Yes.
when I joined the company, everything just aligned perfectly to be involved with such a championship like NAPSAC. I did participate in NAPSAC in many years ago.
Wow.
And I actually was one of the participants in the 600. As you know, I did middle distance. So it's always good to give back, and being at a company that allows me to do that is very good.
It must be very nostalgic for you coming here every day and watching.
Yes, it is. It is. Just brings back memories of just representing the respective schools that
Yes.
I was a part of, even representing Barbados as well. And then just memories of track in general.
Okay, great. So I understand that apart from your general sponsorship of these two zones, that you're also doing something for all of the athletes. Tell us about that.
Yes. So when a NAPSAT, well, generally we just would provide product on our days, which would be the Marseille Trotman zone and the Antonaris zone. But there was a need to provide hydration for the entire championships, and we could not say no. Pharmacy Sales could not say no. So we're providing Pedialyte Sport for all the athletes throughout the championships. As soon as they finish their races, we have our activation set up close to the finish line, and they come rehydrate, and I'm hearing that the athletes are loving it.
Oh.
So I'm happy about that.
Yes, because I did see at the end of every race, they're different colors.
Yes, there are different flavors. So they come in three flavors. It's a 1 liter drink, hydration drink, and it's berry freeze, fruit punch, and lemon lime.
Which one do they love the most?
Well, they love the berry freeze, which is the newest flavor, and then you can find all of the flavors at any major supermarket or convenience store.
Great. This is great work that your company, Pharmacy Sales, Caribbean Inc., is doing, making sure that the athletes are hydrated. Did you get to take in some of the action? Because I know you've been all around and quite busy, but have you taken in any of the action?
Yes, I have. I'm missing some of the faces from last year who have moved on to secondary school. So I'm getting acquainted with the upcoming new starters of some of the races. I'm particularly interested in middle distances always.
But of course, you know how we distance runners are.
Yeah, tried and true.
Yes. So what we're seeing here, the girls open high jump. So I'm going to try and get the start list for the open girls high jump, if we can get those, so that we can try to stay abreast of that competition. That is going on as we speak. We're getting ready for our first of two time finals for the boys open 800 meters. 2 laps around the track for these guys, and they're chasing the zone record of 2:31.68. That record was established in 2019 by Amari Brown of All Saints. Shari, watching this 800 meters, you ran the 8, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to run the 4 and the 8.
Yes.
It's always a love-hate relationship between me and the 8. When it goes good, it goes good. When it goes bad, it goes bad. But I always love how strategic it can be. Obviously, it's a little bit more than the 400, but strategy plays a big role.
Yes.
In this,
Of
and sometimes
course.
teamwork. If you have other members of your team on there, it could be quite a teamwork
Yes.
feat.
Yes.
I always tell people there was this one story when we do track meets in the 800s. Me and one of my colleagues were opposing teams, but there was this one other, I'm not going to name any names, but there's this one a particular runner who was up there with us, and we strategized before the race of how we were going to run it. And I ended up winning. She ended up coming third, but we achieved what we wanted to.
Of course. So we're going to get back on track here. 1 lap remaining, and our new leader from Cuthbert Moore Primary, Lowain Arthur, Levine Arthur, our leader from Cuthbert Moore, 129 on the clock. There he goes. We are seeing a runner from, now these schools now have sponsors, and we have to give the credit to the sponsors. So All Saints, they're now Harris Paints All Saints Falcons. So I have to remember that every time I mention All Saints.
I love that. as a
Harris Paints
sponsor.
All Saints
We appreciate
Falcons.
that.
Yes, we have to do it. Give them their credit. Dorian Crawford of Hillaby Turner's Hall Primary now taking charge as they head down the backstretch for the final time. Dorian Crawford, Hillaby Turner's Hall, they were third in the girls, and down the path in the boys last year, they finished 8th in the boys. So I'm sure they'll be trying to go a bit better than that 8th position. So Dorian Crawford of Hillaby Turner's Hall coming into the straightaway now, and he will be looking to get a good time. There he goes, trying to pick the pace up. As you know, all athletes are always told, finish strong.
Yes.
Regardless, finish strong.
And I'm cheering for Hillaby because I'm from Hillaby.
So we'll see what time Crawford is going to post here. A challenge coming there. Lewayne Arthur of Cuthbert Moore, but he's beaten on the line. Again, that's why you need to finish strong. There will be others coming just as strong, so you have to make the effort to get in there. So kudos to Dorian Crawford of Hillaby Turner's Hall. We'll await his time. And this is all about times here. In your day, were there time finals as well?
Hardly ever. We used to have the prelims, semifinals, finals, but hardly any time finals.
One lad coming in to finish here. This is Nazir Motley of the Erdiston Special School, who we are happy to have the Erdiston Special School compete again.
Love the inclusion.
Oh, yes, it's necessary. So Crawford, 2:47.88. That's the time. That will be the time to beat. Second going to Jones White. So this is just a replay of that race. The early leader was Caden King of Arthur Smith Primary. Then we saw Arthur of Cuthbert Moore, who came up. And then Crawford of Hillaby Turner's Hall took charge and ended up being victorious. So 2 minutes 47.88 is the time. Do you remember your best times in the 800?
They're horrible compared to the times now, but then they were decent. My 800 time was 2:18, I believe.
2:18 is pretty decent.
And my 400 was 57. I think was the best that I ever did.
Okay.
And my 600, actually did 600 indoors in college, and I think that was 127.
Okay. Decent.
Decent.
Yes, decent.
Decent
I will
enough.
say decent. Yes. So the high jump for girls, as we prepare for the next section of the boys 800 meters, high jump, 1.38 meters. That is the record. Raphael Ford of the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons. She set that mark in 2019. Just 5 girls going in this event. I haven't seen a clearance as yet. I'm going to try to find out the height of the bar. So we have Nefertari McCollin, Destiny Lovell, Ariel Savannah Andrews, Kishana Knight, and Anaya Bailey. So just 5 girls going in the high jump. Did you have the chance when you were in primary school to actually practice or get any kind of training in the high jump?
Well, in secondary school, I tried and I failed. I was not good at all.
Yes, it's a kind of a specialist event.
It is, and it's always fascinating to see.
Yes. So this is the second section for the boys here. The Carey Cumberbatch of the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons. Malix Davy of Arthur Smith to Jerry Herwood of Grantley Prescott, Jadari Francis of Rennell Weeks from Hillaby Turner's Hall, Jahir Japman, Nikolai Brathwaite Dean of Grantley Prescott, Jalen Fainty of Deacons, Kai Cummins of All Saints, Sage Aline of Cuthbert Moore, Josiah Tull from the Erdiston Special School, Dominic Maynard of Arthur Smith, and Jakari Lane of St. Joseph Primary. So 12 guys scheduled to go in this second section. They're looking to go better than 247.88. Yes, I have some memories of track too, but not at primary level. I did not run track at primary at all.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I started at the Lodge School. So here we go. Out in front is Fainty of Deacons Primary. Heading down the back stretch for the first time, Fainty. Wow, that guy is really going.
He is.
And I was making the comment that at this age, these guys don't really understand strategy.
No.
All they understand is running.
Yes.
And they just run. A new leader, Malix Davy of Arthur Smith. Fainty is in second. So Davy and Fainty, those are the two we are watching. Gonna keep our eyes on the clock as well because they have to run faster than 247.88 if they want to be the overall winners. So this guy is doing a lot of running here because, of course, you know, lane 1 is the lane for you to be in. 1:08 on the clock, 1:10. 1 lap to go, 1:16. So he could possibly, if he can maintain or go a little quicker, he can possibly go faster than 247. Moving up here is Cumberbatch of Harris Paints All Saints Falcons in the green.
He still looks a little strong, so that's good.
Yes. Davy of Arthur Smith. Yes, he's looking to pick up the pace a bit here too. Watch out for Cumberbatch of the Harris Paints Falcons. Sometimes he's giving you some little splurts of excellence and then
and then dying away.
Yes, so just about approaching the 150 mark. Our leader still Malix Davy of Arthur Smith Primary. Yes, just by the water jump now, about 150 to go. It's 2:18 on the clock. He has about 30 seconds to run that 150 and that's to
He's
go a
picking
little
up,
faster.
so that's good. Nice,
Yes.
nice. I love the determination though of all these athletes.
Of course.
Even though they don't run with the strategy that they would at this age, they're still showing spirit and determination and drive. Which is really good.
2:38 now. And that is definitely necessary for these youngsters. 2:46.
Nice.
Well, 2:47.11. That's the flash time for Davy. Cumberbatch will finish in second.
My namesake.
Yes. 2:47.11. That's the winning time. And that will be the best overall time as well. Cumberbatch 2:54.65. And Fainty of Deacons 2:57.94. Those are top three. So, based on that result, the overall winner, Malix Davy of Arthur Smith, 2:47.11. Second will go to Dorian Crawford, Hillaby Turner's Hall, 2:47.88. And third will go to Dakari Cumberbatch of Harris Paints All Saints Falcons, 2:54.66. So those will be our top 3 points going across the board. Yes. So our 6 and our 8s are done and dusted. What are your plans for the remainder of the day?
Keep the kiddos hydrated.
Yes.
So probably pop back down at my tent, and the NAPSAC officials have been so helpful. So they're assisting us in handing out product as well
Oh,
to the
lovely.
athletes. So I want to thank NAPSAC for that as well.
Of course, and we also want to thank you, Pharmacy Sales Caribbean Inc., for all that you have done over the past 3 years, and I'm sure you have said that you will continue to do this throughout the lifetime of NAPSAC.
Yes, for sure. And this has also opened up doors for supporting other sports as well. So I'm very, very, very looking forward to the long-standing partnership with NAPSAC and the stakeholders.
Yes,
of NAPSAC.
because I did see you at the Joseph Payne Memorial
Yes.
Classic. Yes.
I even got into badminton last year, table tennis.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. That's great. And you know, we always need corporate partners,
Yes, for sure.
especially sporting events. They need corporate partners to assist in whatever areas. So we are quite happy that you guys have decided to come aboard.
And I would definitely encourage all of corporate Barbados to support the sports, youth development, all of that. I think once it comes to this stage in sports, when it comes start from a young age, that's where everyone needs to just get in, support, and just be active. I see CIBC Caribbean is a sponsor this year too as well, so I commend
Excellent.
every
Yes.
corporate
And it
Barbados
seems like
entity.
every year we have more and more sponsors coming aboard. This is the high jump competition, and that was Anaya Bailey of the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons attempting a height in the girls' open high jump competition. Yes, and our sponsors seem to grow and grow every year. It seems like I'm reading more and more names, and that is a good sign. But I want to speak to you offline about an event coming up that I'm sure your company would be
Yes.
interested in getting on board with.
I'm always down to support.
Lovely. Good. So we'll have that conversation.
All right,
But it
thank
was a
you.
pleasure having you, Shari. Continue to do the good work you're doing with not just with the, I know this comes from the heart.
Yeah.
And I know track and field is dear to you. So you're going to make sure that things go right whenever it comes to indeed NAPSAC. So we want to thank you very much for all your good work and ensuring that the athletes are well hydrated.
It is my pleasure.
Great.
Thank
So
you for
we'll
having
talk
me.
some more. Not
All
a
right.
problem. So that was Shari coming back, Pharmacy Sales Caribbean Inc. representative, Pedialyte and Pediasure, and of course Pediasure, the sponsors of the Anton Norris Zone NAPSAC, Chef Foods NAPSAC 2026. So we are ready for some speed here. The under 7 girls 50-meter dash. There are 3 time finals. The first one, Journey Rowe Aline of Randall Weeks in lane 2. In lane 3, Shakay Ennis of St. Joseph Primary. Lane 4, Shakayla Boyce Jemmett of Cuthbert Moore. In lane 5, representing the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons, Amira Cadogan. Lane 6, Nakaira Gaskin of Deacons. And lane 7, Nyla Aline of Welch's Primary. Anton Norris Zone record 8.60 seconds, established in 2012 by Tanisha Knight of St. Martin's Mangrove. They're off and running. Looking good there is Shakay Ennis of St. Joseph Primary. Ennis is running away with this one. There'll be no stopping Ennis. An easy winner there. That's Shakay Ennis of St. Joseph Primary. 9.81 seconds for her. Second going to Rowe Aline, 10.92 from Randall Weeks. And third, going to Gaskin of Deacons Primary, 11.08. So a great start from Innes of St. Joseph Primary. She had a magnificent start, and she kept her form, kept her composure, and kept going all the way. Now, our second section, Ramaya Speed of St. Joseph Primary in lane 2. In lane 3, from Hillaby Turner's Hall, Danielle Crawford. In 4, Rhynesia Gibson of Grantley Prescott. In lane 5, Summer Atwell of Deacons Primary. In lane 6, Rakaya Bino of Arthur Smith Primary. And in lane 7, Miracle Thorpe of Cuthbert Moore Primary. The time to beat, 9.81 seconds. There we go. St. Joseph Primary, Ramaya Speed. But looking good here. That's Atwell of Deacons Primary. A great start from Speed. But Atwell finishing up in first, 9.97 seconds. Second going to Speed of St. Joseph, 10:43. After that great start. Fell away a little, but was able to make it. And third going to Crawford of Hillaby Turner's Hall, 10:44. So still leading, Shakay Innes of St. Joseph Primary with that 9.81 seconds. Our third and final section, True Jermaine Best of Hillaby Turner's Hall Primary in 2. In lane 3, Rain Culpepper of Grantley Prescott. In lane 4, Toraya Holder Moore of Arthur Smith Primary. Jasmine Jones of Randall Weeks in 6. And in 7, Amber Bavell of Harris Paints All Saints Falcons. They're off and running. Looking good there in the middle of the pack. Holder Moore. Head down and running. This, I think she's going to get home. Toraya Holder Moore, Arthur Smith Primary. That was quick. And actually, I'm seeing True Jermaine Best of Hillaby Turner's Hall edging her out. So 9.77 to 9.78 seconds. Very close one there. And Jones finishing in third, 11:20. So the fastest time recorded, 9.77. We just witnessed that from True Jermaine Best of Hillaby Turner's Hall. She will finish first overall. Second, Toria Holder Moore of Arthur Smith Primary, 9.78. And the third best time, Shakay Innes of St. Joseph Primary. So those are the top 3 in the under 7 girls 50 meters. The boys are up next. So a great start so far to the Pediasure and to Norris Zone.
Do you want a chance to go to the NAPSACbb finals? Well, Luca Photography is giving away not 1, but 2 tickets and a free photo shoot to 1 lucky winner. All you have to do is follow NAPSACbb and Luca Photography on Instagram and reshare the post. NAPSACbb, nice.
Hemmings of Rennell Weeks, he's the record holder in this event, 8.78 seconds, established last year. And just a fun fact for you, in the under 7 category, the girls' record is faster than the boys. The girls' record is 8.60, the boys is 8.78. As we come up the age groups, we will not see that happening. We'll see quite the opposite. So our first section here, Nisha Jordan of Welch's Primary in lane 2. In lane 3, Raheem Speed of St. Joseph Primary. Lane 4, Tahir Codrington of Arthur Smith Primary. In 6, Akio Thomas of Hilda B. Turner's Hall. And in 7, representing Deacons Primary, Dariko Chandler. They're off and running. On the outside, that's Chandler of Deacons Primary, but in the middle here in lane 3, that looks like Speed. Speed of St. Joseph Primary, living up to his name. Speed. 10:38 for Raheem Speed. 10:80 for Chandler of Deacons. He's in second. And third, going to Codrington of Arthur Smith, 11:03. Those are the top 3 times from that section. Second section coming up. Rio Butcher of Cuthbert Moore in 2. In 3, Jatiri Mosley of Rennell Weeks from Arthur Smith Primary. In 4, Zane Monroe in lane 5. Makayo Gibbs of Deacons in lane 6. Representing the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons is Najeri Skeet Grant. They'll be stopped. And Joshua Greenidge of Grantley Prescott in lane 7. So as you can see, things are rolling along really well. The officials being very, very efficient. If you look in the background, you will see the under 9s are getting ready. As soon as the under 7s are done, the under 9s will be ready to go. So kudos to the officials for ensuring that we don't have much of a lull between the events. So the events are rolling along rather smoothly. Kudos to the officials. 8.78, that's the record in this zone. So far, our best time is 10.38 from Raheem Speed of St. Joseph Primary in that first section. Second section on the line, getting ready to go. Butcher, Mosley, Monroe, Gibbs, Skeet Grant, and Greenidge. They're off and running. Butcher looking around from Cuthbert Moore. But in the meantime, Mosley of Rennell Weeks is going to take it. Jatiri Mosley of Rennell Weeks will be the winner. 10:59 his time. Monroe of Arthur Smith, 10:80. He's in second. And third went to Skeet Grant of the All Saints Falcons, 10.93. Third and final section coming up for the under 7 boys. Shakur Dalloway Farrell of Welch's Primary. He's in 2. In lane 3 from Randall Weeks Primary, Shakario Hunt Phillips. In lane 4, Kimario Bryant of Hillaby Turner's Hall. In lane 5, Tegan Moore of Grantley Prescott. Only those 4 we're seeing on the line. Best time so far, 10:38. Raheem Speed, St. Joseph Primary. He was the winner of the first section. So Dalloway Farrell, Hunt Phillips, Bryant, and Moore. They're off and running. These little guys love to look at each other. Hunt Phillips of Randall Weeks and Bryant. We get the official result of that one. Bryant of Hillaby Turner's Hall. He is the winner, 10.60. Second going to Hunt Phillips, 10.75. So those are the top two from that section. So Raheem Speed of St. Joseph Primary, the winner of the first section. He will be the overall winner, 10.38 seconds. Second overall, Jateri Mosley of Rennell Weeks, 10.59 seconds. And 10.60, Kimario Bryant of Hillaby Turner's Hall will round off the top three in that event. As we get ready for the under-9 action, the under-9 girls, they'll be going 80 meters. 3 time finals coming up. Julissa Jones-Smith of Belmont Primary holds the Anton Norris zone record, 12.49 seconds, and that was established in 2011. Our starters for this one, Takira Boyce of Cuthbert Moore Primary in lane 2. In lane 3, Daisha Griffith of Arthur Smith Primary. In lane 4, representing the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons, Anaya Clark. Lane 5, Chrisika Montoot of Deacons Primary. In lane 6, Ayla Taylor Gittins of Rennell Weeks. And in lane 7, Janaya Bishop of Welch's Primary. That's the lineup for the first section, under 9 girls, 80 meters. Just awaiting the start. Boyce, Griffith, Clark, Montoot, Taylor Gittins, and Bishop. They're off and running. Looking really impressive. Harris Paints All Saints Falcon, Anaya Clark. Clark is looking really good. Good arm action, knees working, legs working. She is beautiful. Anaya Clark of All Saints, the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons, 12.90. That's the time for Clark. Boyce of Cuthbert Moore finishing in second, 13.39. And third, going to Taylor Gittins of Rennell Weeks, 13.52. So that's the time to beat, 12.90. Really great form, Anaya Clark of the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons. She looked very focused, kept her arm action going, knees coming up, driving, and a very impressive run from Anaya Clark. Our second section coming up, Delisha Robinson of the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons in lane 2. Alima Porter of Arthur Smith in 3. Tyresha Rowe Headley of Welch's in 4. Raina Williams Severin of Grantley Prescott in 6. And in 7, Rosario Swain of Hillaby Turner's Hall. Looking really good here. Alima Porter. And she's being challenged by Roe Headley of Welch's Primary. Those two are battling. And Porter is going to take the win. A little stumble there from Roe Headley. So Porter, 12.98. And Roe Headley, 13.24. Those are the top two times, 13.65 for Robinson of All Saints. So that 12.90 from Anaya Clark of All Saints Primary is still the fastest time out of these 3 sections. The third and final section coming up. Naima Watts of St. Joseph Primary in lane 2. In lane 3, Zyria Best of Grantley Prescott. Lane 4, Lachey Clark Cumberbatch of Hillaby Turner's Hall. In 5, Tajayla Ford of Randall Weeks. In 6, Tyra Thomas of Cuthbert. Brianna Craigwell of Deacons Primary. So it's Best, Clark Cumberbatch, Ford, Thomas, and Craigwell. They're off. Good start. Clark Cumberbatch of Hillaby Turner's Hall Primary looking good. She's being challenged by Ford of Randall Weeks, and now Ford is in charge of this one. Ford is going to take it. Clark Cumberbatch of Hillaby Turner's Hall will finish in second position. The time 13:08 for Ford. 13:76 for Clark Cumberbatch. And third will go to Thomas of Cuthbert Moore, 14:52. We can tell you the overall winner of the under 9 girls 80 meters, Anaya Clark of All Saints Primary, 12.90. Second will go to Alima Porter of Arthur Smith Primary, 12.98. And 13:08 from Tajayla Ford of Rennell Weeks will place her in third overall. The boys are up next. Under 9 boys chasing the zone record of 12.11, established in 2009 by Raheem Tate Bess of St. Martin's Mangrove. He's come such a long way and gone such a long way from 2011, 15 years ago. Sobers, Quarles, Maycock, Roe Mears, Foster, Mears, and Greenwich. They're up for the first section under 9 boys, 80 meters. Off and running. Seeing a great start coming from the inside. Quarles, Roe Mears of Hillaby Turner's Hall. On the outside, there's Greenwich of Rennell Weeks. And here comes Foster of Cuthbert Moore. Foster, Micah Foster of Cuthbert Moore. He is going to take the win. First place time 12:98. So that's the time to beat, 12.98 seconds. We're going to see a replay of this race. It's really close. Let's watch it good. Yes. So Micah Foster of Cuthbert Moore posting the winning time of 12.98 seconds. As we can see, the boys high jump competition getting ready. This is the boys open high jump. There are 7 boys competing. I think they're now getting their warm-ups. Zakija Seeley from Grantley Prescott. Aidan Innes from Rennell Weeks. Kareem Marsh of Arthur Smith. Tajay Murray from the All Saints Falcons. From Rennell Weeks, Jadari Pilgrim Lane, Thierry Padmore of Arthur Smith. And from the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons, Amar Thompson. So 7 guys competing in the boys open high jump. We still have 2 more sections in the under 9 boys 80-meter dash to come. Actually, I think we missed one. This is the final one here. Yes. So this was the one. On the outside was Williams Gittins of Hillaby Turner's Hall. He was the winner. And the final one coming up now. Under 9 boys 80-meter dash. Worrell of Deacons in 2, Lucas Hemmings of Renal Weeks in 3, Adams of Erdiston Special School. And from the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons, Caden Goddard. But the best of the lot here is Giovanni Lucas Hemmings out there in lane 3. Easy winner. 12:48 for Giovanni Lucas Hemmings. Goddard of Arthur Smith, 12.77. Sorry, he's from Harris Paints All Saints, 12.77 seconds. So that will complete the under 9 boys, 80s, as we prepare to turn our attention to the 1 lap. Here's a replay of that third under 9 boys 80-meter dash. Good running there coming from Lucas Hemmings of Renal Weeks Primary, posting a 12.48 second time. The 400 meters will be coming up next. Under 13 girls, 3 sections. We have some quick results here for you. The 600 meters girls, third, Sapphira Bavell of Deacons Primary, 2:07.96. Second was Future Waldron of the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons, 2:07.66. And the winner, Glory Fraser of Renal Weeks Primary, 2:01.13. In the boys' open 800 meters, Hayden Jones White of Renal Weeks, 2:51.48. He was third. Second, Dorian Crawford of Hillaby Turner's Hall, 2:47.87. The winner, Malix Davy of Arthur Smith Primary, 2:47.11. Under 7 girls 50-meter dash, third, Shakay Innes of St. Joseph Primary, 9.81 seconds. Toria Holder Moore of Arthur Smith, second, 9.78. And the winner from Hillaby Turner's Hall, True Jermaine Best, 9.77 seconds. And the under 7 boys 50 meters, third, Kimario Bryant, Hillaby Turner's Hall, 10.60. Second was Jatiri Mosley of Renal Weeks, 10.59. And the winner, Raheem Speed of St. Joseph Primary, 10.38 seconds. So that will bring us up to speed with our results from the 600, the 800 meters, and the 50 meters. We'll give you the 80-meter results pretty soon. So some field event coverage for you. This is the long jump for boys. And coming up on the track soon will be the 400 meters. We also have the cricket ball throw here as well. Under 11 girls contesting here. I'm going to try and get the height in the high jump for you. Remember, each athlete is given 3 jumps, 3 attempts rather, at every height. Three throws in the cricket ball and tennis ball throw. 3 jumps. The standing broad jump and the long jump. We also have the shot put event. Under 13s compete in the shot put. So you'll find some of these athletes will run up in the throws. Some will just stand and throw. Obviously, the building of momentum by running up will assist. And I will dare say that they can only do the run-up if they practice it. This particular athlete standing and throwing. And some long jump action. One of the things we observe for the long jump, most of the athletes tend to run up from the same place. You will find the one or two exceptions to the rule where the athlete is well trained and he or she will have their own run up marked. That was a decent jump there from that competitor. Other than that, most of the athletes tend to run up from the same spot, which may not be good for some. So here we go. We'll see if he will hit the board. Yes, so that's a legal jump. So the rule, as it applies to the long jump, the competitor can touch the board, but no part of the foot should go over the top of the board or the front part of the board. Hopefully we can see an improvement when it comes to the semifinals and finals, where we have a display board so that when we watch these, well, when you, the viewers, watch the competition, you can have an idea of how much the performance of the athletes in the various jumps and throws. So we're back to the high jump. This event still awaiting the height of the bar. That was Tajay Murray of Harris Paint's All Saints Falcons. A lad from Randall Weeks Primary. Another All Saints Falcon, Harris Paint's All Saints Falcon, getting ready to jump. And he has cleared that height. Very good. That's AMR Thompson. So here comes his teammate now, Tajay Murray. A very slow approach. He will need some more momentum coming into the jump if he wants to clear that height. Definitely more momentum required. So good clearance there, halfway between the scissors. Actually, that was a good attempt at the scissors style of high jump. And a clearance. Competitor from Randall Weeks. So still trying to ascertain the height of the bar. Try to keep you posted here on this event. Remember, our next event on the track will be the 400 meters. We have the girls going first on the 13s. Let's take this opportunity to acknowledge the sponsors of NAPSAC 2026. Chef Foods Distributors, those are the title sponsors. Bajan Pure Purified Water, Rubis Eastern Caribbean, SRL, The Nation Publishing Company Limited, Pharmacy Sales Caribbean Inc., Pedialyte and Pediasure, West India Biscuit Company, Holiday Bermudez, Bryden Stokes, Brunswick, Always Tropical Rhythms, Massey Distribution Barbados Limited, Milo, General Distributors Inc., Clean As, Oshi, Mix Me, Fruit Bar, Made It Against the Odds Foundation, National Wellbeing and HIV Commission, the Ministry of Educational Transformation, the Barbados Union of Teachers, the National Sports Council, the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation, Roberts Manufacturing Company Limited, Trophy World, Infra Equipment Rentals Limited, SportsMart, Digicel Barbados Limited, Chickmount Foods Limited, the Barbados Olympic Association, Creative Junction, the National Conservation Commission, Elco Rentals Limited, IMPS Assurance Broker Limited, TOS Catering, and Hanschel Innes Limited. We want to thank all of those sponsors of the Chef Foods NAPSAC 2026. So, some information on the high jump. The bar is at 1.15 meters. The record, 1.37 meters, established in 2011 by Antonio Farrell of Cuthbert Moore Primary. And of course, we know that Antonio Farrell went on to represent Barbados in the high jump. So he had an early start here at NAPSAC. 1.37 meters, the record. So high jump. Looking at the competitors remaining. I see 5129 out there. That's Jadari Pilgrim Lane of Renal Weeks Primary. Not sure if there are other competitors remaining in the event. I see them out in the area. So what we'll do here is to try to get some points after the 6, the 8, and the 50s. We'll get you the point standings. Back over at the long jump area. Good run. Good run up. That's like the under 11 boys. That was a foul. So it seems as though that competition has come to an end. So maybe we can go back to the high jump or to another. Yes, we're back at the cricket ball throw. Under 9 boys. And we have some scores for you. Just to be sure that these are the scores after the 50-meter dash. Girls and boys, the 600 open girls, 800 open boys. So the females, Cuthbert Moore, 4 points. Welch's 8. Tied on 10 is St. Joseph and Grantley Prescott. Deacons, 14. Arthur Smith, 25. Rennell Weeks, 27. All Saints, the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons, 28. And Hillaby Turner's Hall leading the girls at this point with 30 points. In the boys, Deacons, 5. Welch's, 10. Tied on 17, Arthur Smith and Cuthbert Moore. St. Joseph, 21. Tied on 24 points, Hillaby Turner's Hall and Harris Paints All Saints Falcons. And the leaders, Rennell Weeks Primary on 38 points. So that's the position after the 50-meter dash, the 600 and the 800 meters. We still have a long way to go. Still have the 80s and the 400s, the 100s, 150s, 200s, and the relays. Early days. Back at the high jump. And that's a clearance. So that was Jadari Pilgrim Lane of Rennell Weeks Primary. Seems like he's the only competitor remaining in the competition. Eager to know what the bar is going to be raised to. So at this stage, the athlete, once one athlete remains in the event, he can choose, he or she can choose what height they want to raise the bar to. If the person wanted to attempt the record, instead of wasting time, they can go right up. Instead of going up in increments of 3 or 5 centimeters, they can just say, look, just take the bar up to 138. In this case, if this guy knew he was ready for the record, he could raise the bar to 1.38 meters and just get the record one time. Or he could go up in 10 centimeter increments, whatever he desires. So I'm still waiting to find out the height here. And it's still Jadari Pilgrim Lane of Rennell Weeks by himself. Once he clears, he has 3 attempts. Okay, so one leg over, the next leg a little lazy. So he will have 2 more tries at this height. He will be given some time in between to rest. Then he'll come again. I think we are now seeing the arrival of the 400-meter competitors. The under-13 girls now making their way into the arena. So we should get going with those 400 meters shortly. A replay of the earlier action. That was the 50-meter dash for the under 7s. Okay, so we are back on track with the under 13 girls 400 meters, the first of 3 time finals. On the line, so we're going to give you these lane assignments from Arthur Smith Primary. In lane 2, Zakaya Jilks. In lane 3, Ajasha Sargent of Randall Weeks Primary. I don't see a starter in 4. From Cuthbert Moore Primary in 5, Ruth Richards. And in 6, Vanya Thomas of the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons. The record for this event, 1:01:65, established in 2019 by Anaya Nurse of Hillaby Turners Hall. And of course, that name has rung out throughout NAPSAC, throughout BSAC. Anaya Nurse. And she's been doing some great things in track and field. So even from back in 2019, 2018, Anaya Nurse has been a household name in track and field. So she is there off and running. On the inside, Zakaya Jilks of Arthur Smith Primary trying to make up that stagger early. As they head on the back stretch, looking good from Harris Paints All Saints Falcons, Vanya Thomas. There she goes, number 4764. Coming up to the 200-meter mark, still Thomas of All Saints. This is the first of 3 time finals. Remember, it's all about the time. They're running against the clock. So Vanya Thomas of All Saints Primary leading. Fading a little now. This is a time where she really needs to be picking it up. Using those arms, getting those legs working. Into the straightaway she comes, still leading. Vanya Thomas on the inside. The challenge is from Jilks and Sargent. Jilks and Sargent. Thomas going all the way. So Thomas. And Thomas wins it. 1:14:29 for Thomas. Second going to Sargent of Randall Weeks, 1:17:49. And third will go to Jilks of Arthur Smith, 1:24. 1:14.79. So those are top three fastest times so far. 1:14.29. That will be the time to beat. Want to welcome Kerry Beckles. It's been a while since we've heard anything from Kerry Beckles. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that because Kerry Beckles has been, I should say, since we haven't heard anything about her track and field prowess, her competition, but she has been making the waves in terms of her new career.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Kerry, how are you doing this morning?
I'm a bit tired. I had sports yesterday, so my voice is gone, and now I'm here today with you guys.
Okay, so we'll talk to Kerry in a bit. Our second time final for the under 13 girls on the line. Nefertari Maynard Eswick of Philippi Turner's Hall in 2, Haley Wink of Cuthbert Moore in 3, Renessa Bob Wilcher of Arthur Smith, she's in 4, in 5, Nalia Brathwaite of Grantley Prescott, Michaela Harrison of Deacons in 6, Soraya Graves of Welches in 7. So they're on the starters' orders. And they're off. The time to beat, 1:14.29. Vanya Thomas set that in the first section from Harris Paint's All Saints Falcons. So looking really good heading down the back stretch there. Bob Wilcher of Arthur Smith Primary. Renessa Bob Wilcher approaching the 200-meter mark and beginning to fade. But still has a little buffer going out so quickly, giving herself a little buffer. Approaching the 150 meters to go. She is really slowing down right now. The others are moving. Nefertari Maynard Eswick of Philippi Turner's Hall is now trying to get into the picture and doing what you should do, finish strong. She is finishing. Coming into the straightaway, about 50 meters remaining. Nefertari Maynard Eswick putting it all on the line. That's the way you need to finish, and she will finish in first position. Second will go to Bob Wilcher, who went out really quick but then faded, and that third place will go to Brathwaite of Grantley Prescott. 1:13.07. So that's a faster time. Second to Bob Wilcher, 1:17.18. And third going to Brathwaite, 1:22.60. So, Kerry Beckles, tell us what has been going on with you since you returned to Barbados and began your career.
I've been doing my coaching level, of course. Of course, I've also been being mentored by, Gabriel Burnett, Lamar Armstrong, and Alvin Bob as I started my coaching career since I returned home.
Okay, and I realized you've been doing some great things up at Princess Margaret.
Yeah, I've been trying my best to make sure I motivate those kids up there at 6 rounds.
Yes, they have been doing well. I think last year at BSAC, I saw some really impressive performances coming from the athletes there.
Yes, we built a really good distance group. Lachey Wilkinson has done a great job. Two-time qualifier, and she also qualified on Sunday.
Wow.
Passing through the ranks with the main Ariel Archer. She's now overseas on a scholarship.
Yes.
And Rashad Gibson, who's now at Lodge, he's also a two-time Curve qualifier now because he qualified in the 4 hurdles again on Sunday. So they're doing a good job and being a good influence on these kids so far.
Excellent. And I understand you had a very outstanding track meet at the school.
Yes.
Yesterday as well. I saw some footage. We'll get back to that in a minute as we get ready for a third and final section here on the 13 girls. Mangal of Harris Paint's All Saints Falcons. She's running in lane 2. In 3, Lahel Innes of Philippi Turner's Hall. In 4, Shakayla Bootman Maynard of St. Joseph Primary. In 5, Glory Fraser of Rennell Weeks. Did you get to see Glory Fraser run this morning?
Yes, in that
in the 600.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I watched her run the Long Bay 5K and stuff as well. She do a lot of road races.
Yes.
And they normally come across for their 600 as well before sports.
Yes.
So I get to see it hands on before she gets here.
Okay. Okay, so we'll see how she will do here after coming off of the 600 meters. She did a 2:01, so we'll see how her legs will hold up for this 400. Janelle John of Grantley Prescott is in 6, and in 7, Alyssa Boxill of Welch's Primary. So they're off and running. She likes to she has this.
Hard.
Yeah, she gets out. She really gets out. She did the same thing in the 600. So we'll see. Looking good though is Lahel Innes of Hillaby Turner's Hall on the inside. Also a Micah Mangal of the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons. But Fraser is still holding her own. As my man Gil would say, a pocket rocket. But she's still hanging in there.
Exactly. She's short and she's ready to go.
Yeah, she's still going. Here comes Mangal of the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons. There she goes. And when you compare these two, look at
like the height
extremes.
difference.
Yes,
The
everything.
stride, keeping her knees up. She's aggressive all the way
But
through.
guess what? Fraser is still going. Glory Fraser still going. Going all the way. 61 seconds on the clock now for Fraser. And she's going to take this first section. 1:06.05, the flash time. Mangal will finish in second. Third will go to Innes of Hillaby Turner's Hall. So 1:06.13 is the time for Fraser. And that will be the fastest time of the lot. So she will end up winning. So that's 2 races down for her, the 600 and the 400.
And you see second place is also around 1:11 as well. So she was able to pull that young lady through to probably what was a personal best for her too.
And you know, she has the size, but she needs to do some work on finishing. You have to finish. And you know, you've been around and you are now into coaching. I'm sure you tell your athletes one of the most important things is finishing strong.
Finishing strong. I always thought to remind them that I didn't also do hurdles coming up. I was also a curve to qualifier and a 5th place finisher in the multi-event as well.
Yes.
So I would have been on across all the disciplines
and
during my track career.
Exactly. You know what it is. Yes. So what inspired you to get into coaching, physical education, that kind of stuff? What inspired you to do that?
I think it started in college. Normally in college we have community service. I just realized that every time we were supposed to do a community service activity, coach would assign me to work with kids. Sometimes I got frustrated about it. I wanted to go to the Ronald McDonald House and paint some houses and stuff, but I ended up going to schools and speaking and motivating kids. So when I returned home, working with the BOA, they would have asked me to do some, community service as well, speaking to kids at school. I would have gone back to my old primary school, gone back to Lester Vaughan, spoken with those kids, and a few coaches that would have asked me to come and speak with their hurdlers or what's not. So it kind of came natural working with kids. Physical education, it was definitely Mr. Bob that pushed me in that area. I came home for a while due to some deaths in the family. I needed a break. And while I was home, I was asked if I would like to come and work as a teacher at the school to fill in for another teacher that was on sick leave. And it just went from there.
Okay, great. And there's always a need for persons like yourself who've gone through it, who've been there and done it, to motivate the others, because you get a lot of these youngsters, and when you begin to work with them, it's like it's easier, I find, if you are able to tell them, look, I went through it. I know what it feels like. I know how it burns in training.
Yes, definitely burns, feeling you're dying.
Yes, but you will make it. You know, a lot of times they feel like they are going to die and they don't want to complete a workout or whatever, but you let them know you've been there and done it. So we're going to get back to Kerry Beckles, under 13 boys, 400 meters on the line, the first of 3 time finals. The record in this zone, 1:03.48, established in 2012 by Torian Waldron of Hillaby Turner's Hall. They're off Farrell, Jones, Stevenson, Davy, Webb, and Chandler. Malix Davy, we saw him earlier from Arthur Smith in the 800 meters. So we are going to see how his legs will hold up, if they do hold up. Right now, Cairo Webb of Grantley Prescott. And they're the colors of Cuthbert Moore of Welch's Primary. That's Davico Stevenson of Welch's Primary. There he goes, 5.227 on his chest. He's the man in charge right now, past the 200-meter mark. 36 seconds on the clock. He's looking pretty easy, isn't he?
Really easy. Nice long strides. He's looking back at the moment. I guess he's getting tired, so he's monitoring the young man in the blue and white.
But he also has to remember that these are timed finals, so you have to run. You can't be jogging here. Although you win, there's no guarantee that your time will carry you forward. But he's taking it pretty easy here. 63 seconds for Stevenson. So he will finish in first. Second going to Jones of Rennell Weeks. So we're still awaiting the height in the boys' high jump. That is going on. But Stevenson, the winner there, 106.89. That's the time. So that would be the time to beat, 106.89. And when you compare the run from
Glory.
Yes.
But you know, the girls actually develop a little fast at this age.
And by the time they reach under 13, though, we start to see things.
Definitely.
But Glory had a 106.13. That's what she recorded. So.
But you can see when he came home, he wasn't running all the way through the line. He kind of relaxed a little more. He could have gone a little faster.
Of course he could have. But again, I'm not sure if the coaches emphasize to the athletes at this stage that it's about the times.
Run to the line.
You have to. I mean, look how easy he was. He was so easy and did a 106. So 103.48 is the record. I believe that this guy, if he had really run, he could have run a little closer to that 103. So nevertheless, Davico Stevenson of Welch's Primary recording that time of 106.89. This is what the others will have to try to beat. The high jump for boys still in progress. We're still trying to get the height there. This bar has to be close to the record. The record is 1.37 meters. I think you were going to school in the time of Antonio Farrell.
I was going to school and training with him at one point.
There you go. So he holds the record. He was at Cuthbert Moore Primary then. 1.37 meters. Our second section ready to go. Jamari Jordan of Welch's in 2. Emilio Morgan of Deacons in 3. From the Erdiston Special School is Zedan Gordon Walren, Dorian Crawford, Hillaby Turner's Hall, Zadika Seeley of Grantley Prescott, Zakiah Springer of St. Joseph Primary, Lowain Arthur of Cuthbert Moore. A lot of these guys are coming back from the 800 to run the 4. So Lowain Arthur of Cuthbert Moore out in lane 8. He's doing a lot of the running right now. 200 meters to go. So Arthur trying to make a statement here. Still going.
Really strong coming around this curve.
Yes, the guy is still running. He's opened a gap on the field. Lowain Arthur of Cuthbert Moore. Gonna get your thoughts on the track shoe issue in a moment. So coming into the straightaway is Lowain Arthur. Will he be able to hold on?
The young man on the inside, I believe that's what Erdison's.
Emilio Morgan, he's from Deacons Primary.
Deacons Primary.
Yes, he's challenging. So it's him versus Lowain Arthur.
And he's still coming. See,
oh my, I think he got him on the line.
Right on the line. He looked around, that's the problem.
And again, you have to finish. So Morgan, 1:11.14. This race was a lot slower.
Yes.
1:11.33 for Arthur.
There was a strong run from out of in lane 8, a lane that most athletes do not like.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, too, this is one of the things we tell athletes. Regardless of the lane you are in, you're running the same distance. It's the same distance.
They just see that they're out there. They can't see anyone else.
Exactly.
And they will be running for all their life.
However, I think you have to deploy a different strategy based on the lane you are in. But you're running the same distance. So we are on to our final section here in the under 13 boys 400 meters. Malachi Clark of Arthur Smith, he's in 2. Kai Cummins from the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons in 3. Sage Aline of Cuthbert Moore in 4. In 6, Rajari Bavel, Hillaby Turner's Hall. In 7, Trezay Osborne of St. Joseph Primary. And in lane 8, Travon Bob of the Erdiston Special School. We had a record in the shot put. Marcus Tudor of Welch's Primary, he broke the shot put record, 8.42 meters. The old mark was 7.91 meters. So congratulations to Marcus Tudor of Welch's Primary. So they're off. The final section for the under 13 boys. Let's see how things will play out for them. This is Travon Bob of the Erdiston Special School out in lane 8. Looking good in the middle is Rajari Bavel of Hillaby Turner's Hall. And in lane 2, Malachi Clark of Arthur Smith Primary. He's coming along pretty well. Kerry?
Yeah, the young man on the inside, I was watching him as he was coming on the back stretch. He looks pretty good. See there, he makes his move on that bottom curve.
Yes. And seems like he has employed some strategy. Take your time out the turn,
And
begin to
gradually
run.
build and go.
Yeah, so he's looking really good here. Malachi Clark of Arthur Smith Primary coming into the straightaway. He's all alone now.
He's peeping around the corner. He's looking for the guy in the green shirt, but he just needs to run through the line. It's
Exactly.
a time thing. The clock is
Yes.
saying 1 minute. So he needs to get to the finish line. The qualifying for the zones are what? The winner from each zone?
No, the best times.
Best time.
Yes, 24 best times. So he's 109.30.
That was faster than the last heat, definitely.
Yes, but not the fastest overall. Rounded to 109.29. Bavel 114.59. So that will do it then for our 3 sections in the under 13 boys 400 meters. Davico Stevenson from Welch's Primary, the winner of the first section, he will end up being the overall champion with a time of 106.89. Now remember, we have 5 more zones to go. There are 5 more zones next week. All next week.
I don't know how you guys do it with all these zones.
Yes.
I barely survived BSAC zone. And
Well,
y'all have
remember,
about 8 zones.
and you were saying that. Remember, there are 80-something primary schools. There are only 20-something secondary schools. Now, if you were saying that, consider a place like Jamaica. Consider Jamaica and how they do champs. Their champs is like a week.
It's like a world championship down there for their
Yes.
champs.
But because of the number of schools and how they have to progress to make it to champs, yes, it's a big thing. My disappointment with NAPSAC is the attendance. I haven't seen the stands full. I think maybe. I know that the stands can only hold so much. I think what's the capability of Usain Bolt? 2,000, 2,500 or so. So it's a small facility, but still, I would love to see it packed on the days of the zonal meets. Don't know why we are not getting the numbers that I'm accustomed seeing at NAPSAC for the zonal meets, but I know come the semifinals and the finals, we'll see.
Most definitely.
Difference.
Could be a case where parents, most of the parents are going to make sure they make their way down. It can't be traffic because I came through the traffic this morning. But hopefully as it goes on, probably next week, you see more people trickling in, filling the stands on the spectator side.
And I think it's important too that the schools are represented as best as possible. That's what I think we need to consider, that the children get the chance to come and support the athletes from their schools.
Yeah, I've seen, I know Randall Weeks is up there. I see Hillaby Turner Hall. They're up there as well. Arthur Smith, they're in the stands. They have a big contingency in the
That's good.
stands.
That's
so
great.
the schools are bringing out the kids. We just need to see in the area over here behind the 300 meters.
Those are the parents.
Those are the parents
Yes.
over there. So they're finding their little spots for a better view. So I think that's what it is.
Yes, great. We had another record, Tylisa Small, a record. This is in the long jump, the under 11 girls long jump, 3.84 meters. Okay, that's a good record. The previous record was 3.58. So under 11 girl jumping close to 4 meters is pretty decent.
That's good because then you have some under 13 girls who are jumping 4 in secondary school and also in primary school. So she's on the right path.
Exactly.
Even the young man with the shot put, you said he threw 8 meters. There's 23K shot put. So by the time he gets to secondary school, we're hoping whatever school he goes to, they get him to throw 10 as a junior boy.
Exactly. And hoping that, you know, they will continue to get to love the event and put the all into their training, etc., and know that they can develop and go on and on. So under 11 girls are ready, the 300 meters. I think you did 300-meter hurdles at some point, didn't you?
300-meter hurdles, yes, please, all the way to Carifta.
Yes, I remember that clearly. So first of 3-time finals, Anaya Nurse of Hillaby Turner's Hall then in 2018. She has the record, 47.12. Have you followed Anaya Nurse's progress?
Yes, I've had the opportunity to do so. You know, Ariel Archer would have been going up against her the moment I have been coaching Ariel.
Yes.
So the name, even Katie Rock, you know,
Yes,
she's
yes,
overseas
yes,
as well.
yes.
Doing well. So Anna is progressing to be one of the great athletes from Barbados, a female athlete
Oh,
as well.
yes, very much so. So Critchlow, Dottin, Clark, Brathwaite, Gibson, Holder, and Thomas scheduled to go in this first section under 11 girls, 300 meters. They're off. And on the inside is Critchlow Dottin of Renal Weeks. She has made up that stagger quickly on two athletes. On 3 now. On the outside, though, is Thomas of Arthur Smith. So it's Critchlow Dottin and Thomas, those two, up against each other here in this first of 3-time finals. Under 11 girls, 300 meters, just about halfway, 27 seconds on the clock. They're chasing 47.12, the record. So coming into the straightaway is Ravania Critchlow Dottin of Renal Weeks on the inside. I think Thomas has given up, but Critchlow Dottin is going. Seeing some effort coming there from Brathwaite of St. Joseph Primary. But all the way home, and finishing up in first, Ravania Critchlow Dottin, and Thomas actually held on for that second spot. Your thoughts on that race?
I watched that young lady train with Miss Gollop in St. Philip. She's doing a great job with those kids at Renal Weeks. She got out hard and she tried to maintain and she didn't give up. Most of the kids, when they run the 300 hours, how much laps that is. You know, I mean, you got to show them that, you know. I always tell the kids that I coach in primary school, you got a straightaway, a curve, and a straightaway. Just turn left and keep running straight.
Okay. Well, that's making it simple.
Yeah, in their mind, you have to because
Yes.
they're looking at how big it is. And some of the kids that, when they trained or at their sports, the 300 is a lap and a piece.
Yes.
So when they come down here, they're trying to adjust their minds to the facility.
And I'm glad you made that point because it is adjustment that has to occur when you have children who train on small fields. For example, a 200-meter track on grass. And the other thing is moving from grass to the track.
Yes, it's
and
all
moving
different.
from a small 200-meter track to, or even sometimes a 300 track. So like for the 200, their 600 is 3 laps.
Yes.
So they have to make that mental adjustment. So we're off with our second section: Hoyt, Hurdle, Clark, Harvey, Barrow, Jordan, and Newton. So let's see who will be doing the early running. Just about 200 to go. I'm seeing Harris Paints, All Saints, Falcons, Jazaria Barrow. Right now, though, Jazana Jordan of Hillaby Turner's Hall Primary. They're in the green. But here comes Jazaria Barrow. So that's the battle between these two, Barrow and Jordan. Into the straightaway they come. Yes, please. Jazaria Barrow of the Harris Paints All Saint Falcons. She is going to work her way to the finish. And she's going to take the win. Second will go to Jordan of Hillaby Turner's Hall Primary. So Barrow's time, 52.06. That's the fastest so far. And Jordan's 53.68. Your comments?
She had a different strategy. If you looked at it, she got out very composed, and she started to make her move with about probably 225 meters to go. She started to come home strong. Kept her stride length. The only thing would be her arms. Her arms are pretty low.
Yeah. The thing is, I tell athletes all the time, if you work your arms, the legs will come. Because you can't walk. I've never seen a man walking with his arms folded or whatever and his feet going fast.
You have to give the kids that concept. Tell them walk without using their arms and then
see
walk
what
with them.
happens.
See which one is
Exactly.
easier, you know?
So here we go with our final section. They're off and running. Mears, Small, Fraser. Here's another Fraser. Life Star Fraser. We had Glory. And now we have Life Star from Randall Weeks. Krista Tate, Shaziah Stewart, Maya Edwards. Under 11 girls, 300 meters, our final section. They're off this time. Good start. Another little pocket rocket here.
Yes, she's just as strong as her sister. I think the height thing is the problem, but I don't know if she's the sprinter of the two.
So Tylisa Small of Welch's, she's looking really impressive. Good arm action. There we go. Good strides. Her strides are, she's beautiful.
She's powering around this curve right now.
Tylisa Small is looking really impressive. Coming into the straightaway now. Small of Welch's Primary. Beautiful. She is looking good, Kerry.
She looks strong. We're watching the clock. That was watching the clock there.
43 seconds, yes. She's looking good. And she crosses the line now. 47. I told you from the start. I saw something special with that.
It was rounded off
lady.
to 46.99.
Oh, that has to be a record. Wow. 46.99. We have our first record
for the day on the track.
Yeah, so I will say unofficial because I cannot call a record
as yet.
But that 46.99 definitely something to look at. So we'll keep our eyes on Tylisa Small of Welch's Primary. And you can pick out, Kerry, from all of the zone meets. You can start highlighting those athletes to watch when they go on to the semifinals and the finals. She's one for sure. Tylisa Small. So I'm going to remember that name, put a big asterisk next to that name. 46.99, eclipsing Anaya Nurse's record. Here we go, and we're going to watch it again. So look at her arms. Her arms were working from the start.
She's pumping, head is steady. Doesn't lose her composure.
Exactly.
She's coming around there, keeping her eyes on the prize. She's coming home.
And very focused. Very focused indeed. Not much wavering of the body. She did a little, but obviously tiredness will set in. But that is a great run from Tylisa Small of Welch's Primary. 46.99. That record by Anaya Nursel in 2018 is gone. That record was 47.12. So 46.99, very good run from her.
No one will say for her to break Anaya's Nurse record. We definitely have to look out for her.
Exactly.
And Anaya Nurse just broke Shade Williams' record at the Links Championship.
Wow.
Over the weekend.
So there you go. And again, you want continuity with the athletes. You don't want to have athletes performing well here at this level, and then it's like, what became of, So someone needs to grab the athletes and keep working with them and take them up to the next level. Under 11 boys, they're up next. 47.41. That is the record for these boys. Natari Levine, remember him from Hillaby Turner's Hall Primary. These guys are looking good. Another one from Cuthbert Moore, Ranako Kwame. Yes. He's in lane 4. Ranako Kwame.
He's looking good. He's looking wrong a little bit, but he looks confident.
But he looks really good as well. Remember, 47:41 is the record. Once he keeps those arms working, put a little speed on, he would be running close to that 47. He's now at 38 seconds. Don't think he will get it, though.
He's working towards it. He hasn't given up.
Actually, this is Caden Austin. Caden Austin is the name from Welch's Primary. So we have a flash time of 49.03 for Caden Austin. Gibbons, 53.92. That's our second place. So there we go, that young man, Caden Austin of Welch's Primary, 49.03. Commendable.
Yes, I think if we had the replay of that, you can see that the wind picked up on the home stretch. So I think that held him back a little bit, just a tad bit.
Yes. So this is the replay here of that first section where Caden Austin of Welch's Primary at this point was looking really good. Good arm action, staying focused. His strides were almost excellent.
Yes, and you can see the shirt is pinning on him, so the wind definitely picked up. You look at the flag. So
yes.
Great run by him in this first heat
Oh,
of
yes.
this heat 2.
On the 11 boys 300. So that's heat 2 coming up. So the time to beat here right now is 49.03. Of course, 47.41, the record. And I love to see records broken because it tells me that
there's progress.
You're getting some progress from,
Yes.
and someone to look forward to for the future. So Nathaniel Whitaker of Renal Weeks in 2. Kevin Ellis of Deacons in 3. In lane 4, Kairos Lord St. Hill of Welches. In 5, Kimani Cyrus of Hillaby Turner's Hall. In lane 6, Tajani Herwood of Grantley Prescott. And from Arthur Smith Primary, Caden King in lane 7. So full house here for this one. Actually, six going. Whitaker, Ellis, Lord, St. Hill, Cyrus, Herwood, and King. So what's next on the table? I think you also, apart from being at Princess Margaret, you also run a track club?
Yes, please. My club is called Bosun Academy.
How did you come up with that name?
That name has a lot of history to it. Since I left Barbados to go to college at Central Arizona College, the junior college, my best friend at the time, Gavin Nero from Trinidad, he would have been a gold medalist, 8, 15, 3,000. Also Austin City, winner at the Carifta Games. A group of us, we were on a Skype call. Most of us were gold medalists from Carifta, CAC Games, Pan Am. And it just happened on the call where we just said, you're bosun. That's what they say, you're bosun. And I was like, what bosun mean? They said, you outstanding.
Yeah.
So then we said, be outstanding so everyone notice. So I've been using that from 2009 all to now. And it was only right that if I started a club, that I carry it with me.
Lovely. I always wondered, and now I know.
Yes.
BOSEN, Academy. Okay. There we go. You heard it, folks. In case you were like me and wanted to know, now you know. So here we go, our second section on the 11 boys 300 meters. Again, we're seeing the Welch's Primary.
The young man there from Renal Weeks is moving.
On the outside is Caden King of Arthur Smith. Also, Kamani Cyrus of Hillaby Turner's Hall.
Young man from Renal Weeks just took the lead.
Yes. There's no giving up here, though. Whitaker of Renal Weeks in lane 2. 38 seconds on the clock. He's working hard. 45.
46.
So 46.86. 46.85 for Whitaker.
And then the record, that looks like
Yes, that will be the record. And he looks so easy.
I can tell you this. That is one of my athletes. He's part of Boston. So he just,
wow.
when I see him, I got to say, hey,
Wow.
you're Boston. You
Yes.
just have a record.
Yes.
He's got to be excited about that, too.
So 46.85. Well, let's see if he will keep the record because there's one more section to come.
That is
and
true.
this is the thing about these time finals. It's against the clock. So let's watch this again and see how this young man ran. Nathaniel Whitaker. So he made up the stagger quickly. 3 persons. And at this point, I think at that point it was over for him. It was just a case of maintaining his form
and getting to the
and
finish
getting
line.
to the line. And he did just that. Good running form. So 46.85. And we have to wait this next section coming up to see if he will be the new record holder. So we had a record in the under 11 girls. Tylisa Small of Welch's Primary, 46.99. Nathaniel Whitaker, 46.85. I would have to say he's the current record holder for, even if it's for a few minutes. But he can say, I held the NAPSAC record for a minute or so. Final section coming up. Under 11 boys, 300 meters. They're off and running. Thomas, Aline, Newsom, Austin, Taylor, and Small Griffith. So, again, Shakari Aline of Renal Weeks in lane 3. Doing
He's
some good
looking
work.
good.
Small Griffith of Arthur Smith on the outside, but Shakari Aline of Renal Weeks. Yes, he's looking really impressive now. Coming into the straightaway, it's all Shakari Aline.
And his head is up and he's still
Right.
pumping. Look at the arms aren't working, but he's
Nah.
still trying to get there.
Yes. So this is where the coaches have to pay some attention to. Of course, they're young, but we can still do some work. Oh boy, he's quite happy with that. 49.58 for Aline. So I guess we are safe to say that we have another record in the 300 meters. Congrats to you, I should say. You're a lad. Nathaniel Whitaker of Renal Weeks, 46.85 seconds. So 2 new records in the under 11 300 meters. In the girls, Tylisa Small of Welch's, that's a 46.99, eclipsing Anaya Nurse's record of 47.12. This is a replay of that last section. And Nathaniel Whitaker of Renal Weeks, 46.85, eclipsing Natari Levine's record of 47.41. Kudos to those lads.
And you stated the coach got to work on this young man here. You're talking to me because that's another one of my kids right there.
Well,
so when I do see him, I have to tell him, you know, guy, we got to work on this finish for this
well,
300.
there we go. Good. So the coach has listened. Okay. So the high jump for the boys, the open boys high jump is finished. The winner was Kareem Marsh of Arthur Smith Primary, 1.25 meters. So congratulations to Kareem Marsh. They are the winner of the open boys high jump, and indeed to Arthur Smith Primary. Now we have some points. These are the point standings so far. In the girls, Cuthbert Moore 4, Welch's 8, St. Joseph 10, Grantley Prescott 11, Deacons 27, Arthur Smith 34, Renal Weeks 41, All Saints 47, and Hillaby Turner's Hall leading the girls at this point with 52 points. I believe that this girls' championship at this stage is pretty open.
Yes.
Look at the
6
5
point
points.
difference, 5 point difference.
Yes.
And we're just
I
getting
think
started.
Anything can happen here for the girls. This is too early to call a winner in the girls. You know, sometimes we can call winners pretty early. Like yesterday, we kind of knew that Williams Industries, West Terrace had won the boys and the girls.
By this time yesterday?
Yes, by about this time. The reason being, when we looked at those first set of events, they had raked in some 18 points. They were first and seconds or first and thirds. So we knew if you got 4 18s, that's like 70-something points already.
That is tremendous. Like,
So,
most schools aren't able to do that, but they're able to
but
pull
they
that
were
off.
able to pull it off, yes. In the boys' standings, Grantley at Prescott, 10. Deacon, 17. St. Joseph, 23. Cuthbert Moore and Arthur Smith, 34. Hillaby Turner's Hall, 38. Welch's, 39. All Saints, 47. And Rennell Weeks leading the boys on 70 points.
Can we call it?
From what I am seeing, I am going to be brave, and I will say Rennell Weeks will win the boys. Yes, I'll be brave. So Harris Paints, All Saints Falcons, they're doing quite well. They are second in the girls, second in the boys. But I believe that the female championship
It's going to be
go
very
down
close.
to the relays.
If it comes down to that, all the coaches got to come in together. They got to make sure that baton gets around.
But of course, remember the points are doubled for the relays. At NAPSAC, the points are double.
So I know NAPSAC points are different from BSAC. So
Correct.
what are the points?
The points for individual events are 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the normal thing.
Yes.
However, at NAPSAC, the winning a relay gets you 20 points.
At BSAC is only 12.
Yes, correct.
I don't know if we want to double those at BSAC. I think we need to keep it at that level.
I think it's good the way it is. Because, so a good thing, or some people will say it's not a good thing, if you get your relay teams, you can pretty much calculate. So the relays possible are the under 9, under 11, under 13s, and the medley relay.
Yes.
Okay? So you have 2 teams. Well, actually, there's the girls' championships and the boys' championships. So if you can win 4 relays, that's 80 points. Just for relays.
Alone.
Yes, just relays. Don't enter any individuals. Just enter relay teams. Have your relay teams top notch. Get them into the finals. Win the 4 relays. 80 points. Just like that. And if you look at the number of points that have won the NAPSAC final, it's probably, I don't think it is over 200 points. So you can be strategic.
With how you bring your team here.
Could be strategic. Yeah. So that's the situation with the points, though. We're going to keep you up to date as we look towards the 100 meters. The under 13s will get things going. This under 13 girls will be first up in the 100. Your good friend, Tristan Evelyn, she holds the record.
That's little sis. Some people will say twin. They say we look alike, but we haven't seen it at all. I keep telling people that.
I don't see it.
Tristan and I have saw the same thing. We've taken pictures of it. I don't see it.
No way.
I don't know.
No, those people are wearing some kind of shades.
But that's little sis, though. And I believe she's overseas preparing for indoor or outdoor.
Oh, yes.
She's going to be on to great things as well.
Excellent. So Tristan Evelyn of Mount Tabor. And again, you can identify those athletes who started at NAPSAC and worked their way all the way up to the international level. Tristan Evelyn is one such at Mount Tabor. Back in 2009, she was the under-13 champion and the record holder in the Anton Norris zone, 13.07. So we'll see if any of these girls will run that fast today. So Araya Harris of Arthur Smith, she is in lane 2. In 3, Haley Hood Worrell of Welch's Primary. In 4, In 5, from Harris Paints All Saints Falcons, Amika Mangal. Someone told me to look out for her. And in 6 is Michaela Harrison of Deacon's Primary. So just 4 going in this first section. 13.07, the Anton Norris zone record. They're off and running. Pretty good start from everyone. Mangal of the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons. That's why they told me to look out for her. And she finishes up not a fast time, 14:56.
But she also ran the 300 as well.
Yes, remember her from that. So 14:54, the winning time. Harris of Arthur Smith, 15:54. And third will go to Hud Worrell of Welges, 15:95. So, good work from her. 14:54, that's the time to beat right now. As we get ready for the second section, they're here already. Kia Mears of St. Joseph Primary, she's in 2. In 3, Nefertari Maynard Eswick of Hillaby Turner's Hall. We saw her run before as well. In 3. In 4, Janaya Kippins of Grantley Prescott. In 5, from the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons, Jazaria McLean. In 6, Haley Wenk of Cuthbert Moore. And in 7, Malia Fields of Rennell Weeks Primary. So I was to ask you this question. Your pool of athletes for your club, do they come from the St. Philip, from that area, or just from all over Barbados?
I have most of the kids there they either go to school in St. Philip or they live in St. Philip.
Okay.
I've also had some coaches that would have recommended some kids to come to me because of my location.
Okay, so you'll train at Princess Margaret.
Yes.
Got you. Okay, so here we go with our second section. Looking good here is Harris Paints All Saints Falcon. And this Falcon is flying here. It's Jazaria McLean. She will take it. McLean, 14:61. Not as fast as that first section, although it looked as though she was flying.
Very aggressive coming on the straightaway. How you would want a sprinter to look.
Definitely. So, All Saints, the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons picking up a first in both sections, 14:54 and 14:61. So they right now have the first and second times out of all the performers so far on the 13 girls. So this is one of the things we were talking about that Williams Industries West Terrace Tigers did. So we have one more section to go. If nothing changes in terms of the times, they will get 18 points.
But then we also have to watch the field events as well, because that's where a lot of schools try to slack off, but focus on the field. But we got to focus on the field because that's where points that you want to expect will come up.
Of course. So our third section here, off and running. Knight, Richards, Devonish, Seeley, Innes, and Bavell.
This is like a close one. They down ready from Rennell Weeks.
And Innes of Hillaby Turner's Hall Primary.
Yes.
She wins this pretty easy. 14 point. Let's see what the 14 point what. 69. Okay. For Lahel Innes of Hillaby Turner's Hall. Devonish of Arthur Smith, 15:29. Those are top two. So, again, watching the replay, no arm action really from Orvin or McLean. Again, do you think she can do some work, some cleaning up?
Yes, she can.
Oh, yes.
Get her to swing the arms a little more. Her stride length is pretty good. So once she gets the arms swinging a little more with her legs, she can definitely go slower that time to probably a 14:2, 14:3.
Yeah, so 14:69. So as we were saying, the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons picked up 18 points from that on the 13 girls 100 meters.
And we also have that long jump that is happening over there on the far side.
Exactly.
The girls.
So if we look at it, as I say to you, this is going to be a ding-dong battle. 47 and 8 is 55 and 10 is 65. So just on that, they will be ahead of Hillaby Turner's Hall. But it's going to be a ding-dong battle, I believe, for the
girls' title today.
Yes.
Like you said, they'll probably go down to the relays.
I will love it. Under 13 boys, first of 3 sections. Here we go. Clark, Fenty, Bavell, Bell Curtin, Osborne, and Graves. And they're chasing the record of 13:31 set by Shaquille Eiffel of All Saints back in 2011. He too was outstanding. Malachi Clark of the Arthur Smith Primary School on the inside is running away with this one. He's going to take it. So Malachi Clark will post the time for the others to run, 14.61.
He looks pretty confident, looks really great coming up that straight away.
Yes. So a far cry from 13:31. You remember Shaquille Eiffel?
Yes.
Yeah, he was a lad from All Saints. I think he went on to Queen's College. I represented Barbados as well at the junior level.
I think he would have went to the NAPSACK age group as well.
Yes,
a
yes,
couple
he
years
did.
back.
So 14:61, the time to beat. Under 13 boys action continues. We see some support in the stands. That's good. Some of the students get the privilege, not all, will get to come to Usain Bolt and cheer on their schoolmates. Second section already on the line. Bell, Leacock, Matthews, Golab, Jordan, Springer, and Hurdle. They're off. Let's see who will do the early running here. That lad looks really impressive.
The race is in the middle. It's very tight.
Yes, they're both going.
Got a
Both,
dip.
oh
There
my.
you go.
I think I saw an error there. I don't know if you have seen it as well. So Matthews of Arthur Smith. Tevon Matthews, 14.65. Second going to Golab of Randall Weeks, 14.70. So that guy from Randall Weeks, take a look at these two. The lad from Arthur Smith, Matthews, his shoulders
Are high. He's
yes,
tense.
he's not as relaxed as the next lad. However,
And he shut down right
yes,
before the
exactly.
line.
That was the error. Instead of speeding up there, he just seemed to pull back and allowed Matthews to take the win. So 14.65, 14.70. Malachi Clark, Arthur Smith, from that first section, he is still the leader.
That would be for now until this last heat goes off.
Exactly. So right now, Arthur Smith is lying in first and second. Again, another opportunity for 18 points.
And they probably will be closing the gap on Randall Weeks.
Well,
in the
Arthur
boys.
Smith is down the pack here. They're on 34 points. Randall Weeks is on 70. So these would be some good points for Arthur Smith to get them back up in there for sure. So they're off and running this third and final section, looking to go better than 14.61. On the inside, there's Ethan Best of Randall Weeks. On the outside, Dimitri Worrell of Harris Paints All Saints Falcons. Yes, on the inside, Ethan Best of Randall Weeks. He will do it, and that will be the fastest time, 14.50, and he actually looked really fast.
That is one of my athletes.
Oh, my. I'm going to get you off of here.
No, Randall Weeks is like our baby school. We really adopted them in 6 rows. And also, I have a couple of kids from different schools, but today is the Randall Weeks, the only group that I have here.
Yes, and I do understand, and that's why I asked you the question as to if your pool was mainly from the St. Philip area primary schools.
Most of my juniors definitely are from the St. Philip area.
Yes.
I have some from St. Gabriel's. I have maybe about 2 from People's Cathedral. I have 1 from St. Cyprian's Boys. So it ranges, secondary schools from all areas, to be honest.
Okay, so Ethan Best, with his 14.50, gave Randall Weeks 10 points. And then Arthur Smith will get 8 and 6. They'll get 14 points from that race.
So that should move them up in the pot.
Of course, they will definitely move up. We'll give some points after the under 11s who are on the line now, the under 11 girls. Cherise Christmas of St. Lucie Primary is the record holder, 14.21 seconds. She set that mark in 2009. So she's one of the athletes who, as we go through NAPSAC, and we have to ask the question, what became of?
I don't think I heard that name at any point since I've been home.
Exactly. Yeah, she fell off the radar. So here we go on the 11 girls, first of 3 sections. Gonna keep our eyes on that young lady, Janaya Barrow from the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons. Remember her earlier? She's
Yes.
looking rather good. Good arm action, working, running all the way to the finish. Well done.
She
Janaya
looks
Barrow.
really good.
Yes. 14:97. Her time. Yes. Critchlow Dotting was second in that one, but the time 14:97. That's the time to beat here. Yes. Did you run in primary school? I don't
I
remember.
ran in primary school, but I never had any knapsack days, Jules. None. You know, when you go to school with people like Shadi Seeley,
Yes.
you know, Shadi was beating me all during primary school. So, you know, I didn't have knapsack days. I used to come a lot of third, fourths in primary school.
I'm glad you mentioned this because I was saying to Neil Gill, who was doing commentary with me over the past 2 days, that, you know, some of our better athletes never competed at NAPSAC or at a primary school meet, but they developed later on.
Yes.
Yes.
I believe I was one of those for sure.
Yes. Jazana Jordan here of Hillaby Turner's Hall Primary. She will be the winner of this section. Her time 15:38, not as fast as that first section. Janaya Barrow had a 14:97. So this is not as fast. These are in the 15s. You can see a repeat here of that performance. So when you see persons finishing 4th and 5th and 6th at a knapsack semifinal or final, you're not to rule them out.
No, they're potential.
Of course.
They're the ones that will probably develop a little later.
Yes.
And may even if they start doing the or if they're running the 100, they may end up being a very good 400, 200
Correct.
runner, you know, as they get older.
Yeah, so that's why I always tell parents, you know, don't worry about it. You find parents want a kid will begin to run, they'll do relatively well at knapsack or BSAC, and then they pelt them in a club, and they expect once they get into the club that it will go. It doesn't
It's
work
a quick
like
turnover,
that.
but it's a development,
doesn't
it's a
work like that.
process.
Yes, it takes some time. So, you know, I'm glad you made that statement about your development. Yes. Good. So, our final section here. 14:97, best time so far. Here comes Reeves, Haynes, Barrow, Harvey, Hoyt, Hurdle, Stewart, Newton, and Burnett. So the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons. The Falcons are flying again. This is Jazaria Barrow. Barrow will take it. Let's watch the time, 15:27. Again, not as fast, but fast enough to give the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons another first and second.
Another 18 points. This is going to be
18 points, just like that.
Ding dong. And then we have to get the results from the long jump as well.
Yes.
I know the cricket ball throw was boys, so today is going to be a fight too. I hope it gives you what you want.
Well,
Let's go all the way down to the relays.
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. I just got some points. So let's have a look and see. Yes. So these points now indicate for the boys, Grantley Prescott 11, St. Joseph 23, Deacons 31, Cuthbert Moore 34, Hillaby Turner's Hall 39, Arthur Smith. They have moved into 4th. They're on 55. Welch's on 58, so that's just 3 points difference. Can easily be made up. All Saints. Harris Paints All Saints have moved to 2nd in the boys on 75 points. Rennell Week still leading the boys on 97. So that's 22 points difference.
That's
22
still close.
points. It's still close.
Because anything can happen today.
Correct. In
Especially
the girls,
with those relays.
the girls, St. Joseph 11, Grantley Prescott 12, Cuthbert Moore 17, Deacons 27, Welch's 28, Arthur Smith 39, Rennell Weeks They are in third on 55. Hillaby Turner's Hall in second on 71. And Harris Paint's All Saints Falcons are leading the girls on 81. 10 points.
10
10
points.
points. Okay? So, still early days. All right. This is lovely. We're moving on. Moving on. We want to say thank you to the Youth Advance Corps. I've now seen a representative of the Youth Advance Corps that made me just remember that they are here assisting for the meet. So we want to say thank you to the Barbados Youth Advance Corps, and I want to thank them in advance for some work that a good warrant officer has promised me. I will not call his name publicly, but I know he has promised to do something for me in the future, and I'm looking forward to that. So we're getting ready for the 100 meters for the under 11 boys and girls. That's coming up. Things are going really good here. Doing not as well today with time. I think we had some rain earlier, and in Barbados, when it rains, what happens on the road? Everything slows down. Which is good because people are more careful and cautious.
Some are more careful. On our way coming down, there was a 4-car accident coming down Brayton. So,
Well, I know most Barbadians try to be
as careful as possible.
Yes, when it rains. So we were a little late. And when I got here, it was, saying to myself that we probably will be a little late because of all the traffic on the road and everything being slow. But we caught up, and we are doing relatively good. Do you know a young lady by the name of Andrea Gittins?
Yes, please.
Well, she has asked to let you know that she still loves you.
Good morning. Well, good afternoon, Auntie.
Oh, my. Yes.
Yes, that's one of the... She is the mother of one of my former training partners when I was in Rising Stars.
Correct.
And she was very critical to my development off the track.
Yes.
As an athlete, everybody always looks at the coach. But behind the scenes, there are a lot of people that contribute to athlete success.
Of course.
And Auntie Andrea, as I will call her, she was very vital in keeping me calm, especially my last year at BSAC.
Yes.
Where I had a really bad injury. Leading into my second last Carifta. She was there to keep me calm and keep me grounded and help Mr. Bob get me back to where I was before I went to Carifta in 2008.
Well, those people are very integral indeed, and of course, you can only but remember them and give them all the love. So we are off with under 11 boys 100 meters, the first section. Thomas, Sandyford, Armstrong, Welch, Belgrave, Wilkinson. Seems like Belgrave might have the edge. Oh my, that's a close one. That one is pretty close. That's close. That is close. So we'll get the official result for you, though, but that's really close. See the young Falcon there. He's like, I thought I had it.
You see,
15.11.
St. Joseph.
Yes, that went to the lad from St. Joseph Primary, Kamari Sandyford. But it was really close. I don't know if we'll get a chance to see the replay. Yes, here it comes. We'll see how close it was. Belgrave. So we're going to keep our eyes as we get close to the finish line. I think we're going to slow it down a bit so you can see. Here we go. Look at it carefully. Remember, the race is won by the torso.
And he was leading for that line.
Yes, the guy in the white, he got there. Just a little ahead, 15:11 to 15:14. So Sandyford of St. Joseph, he has the time to beat, 15.11. As we prepare for our second section, they're chasing Jeremy Small's record of 13.63. That's fast for under 11. Pretty quick, 13:63. That mark was established in 2015. Here we go. These guys are running.
And that is
your
Whitaker
man.
again, yes.
That's your guy. Whitaker. Nathaniel Whitaker of Renal Weeks. He has run away from the field, boy. Demolished the field. Wow. He has demolished the field there. We'll await the time. 14:08, and he looks very serious. How is he in training?
He's that serious in training
Yeah.
until he comes to annoy me. But Nathaniel,
Yes.
he's developed into a great athlete. When he first came, we had to do a lot of technique and mechanical work. You know, he used to start with this little limp. Now
Yes.
he's starting a little better. So he's developing to be a great athlete.
Yes.
And he wants it bad. He really wants to be in that final and win the NAPSACB goal. So
And you saw what happened with him at the beginning. The guy from Welch's crossed him.
impeded, but he kept
still,
it
he kept
under
going.
control.
And that's very good. He didn't stop. He didn't flinch. He just kept running and beat the field by, what, 5 meters or so. So good run from him. 14:08, fastest time so far. We have one more section coming up. Under 11 boys, 100 meters, looking really good. So you were given the day off today?
I'm actually here, like, as you can see on the screen. My tuck band is up there. Princess Margaret tuck band is accompanying Renal
I
Weeks
see.
today. So, you know, as I said, we help out all the primary schools in St. Philip if they need us for anything. Our cadets also help out as well, especially in November. So
Okay.
anytime they need us and the principal gives permission, you know, we are there to support.
Yes, and that's another thing that I see you have branched out into the tuck band.
Well, I was in tuck band with Planet's Creative Workshop. You know, I used to still
Yeah.
walk and everything before
Wow.
trot. I used
Wow.
to dance with them as well.
Okay.
So now I'm retired. I actually get back to go to what I accustomed doing or what I wanted to do when I was younger.
Okay.
Playing the bass drum. We had some performances with NCF. We had Crop Over Gala. We were when NCF brought it together, the Landship and Tuck Band competition. We were the first winners for the Landship and Tuck Band.
Nice.
Last year, St. George took it. We weren't able to do the competition last year, but this year, if it comes back around, we're trying to get back our title from
Lovely.
St. George.
Okay.
But that program is going really well. A number of our Tuck Band members are in cadets. I believe I have a Lance Corporal in there.
Yeah.
So we're here to support all the primary schools in St. Philip once they request it and the principal gives permission.
Very good. Yes, and I realize that you are extremely active in that regard, and again, it's good to give back. Yeah. So happy to see that you're giving back to the community. Yes. So we're ready for our final section. 12:42 right now. That's the time. So we are moving along pretty good. Nakari Stout Johnson of Cuthbert Moore, he'll be running in lane 2. Mackay Garns of Renal Weeks in 3. Kimani Cyrus of Hillaby Turner's Hall in 4. Ajani Steele of the Erdiston Special School in 5. Kevin Ellis of Deacons, he's in 6. In 7 is DeAndre Sainthouse Gittins of Arthur Smith, and Jude Austin of St. Joseph Primary in lane 8. Getting ready for the starter.
Here we go with the last section of the under 11 boys. Stout Johnson, Garns, Cyrus, Steele, Ellis, Steenhouse, Gittins, and Austin. And it looks like it's Garns, but on the outside, Erdiston Special Schools. Steele, Johnny Steele.
A wonderful performance from him. It's always good to see when, we talked earlier, I was speaking to Shari Kamabach, and she was talking about inclusion. So
Yes.
It's good to have the special schools included here. So this young man winning his section, even if he doesn't win overall, the fact that he won a race is going to do a lot for him.
Participation is key, and I think it builds the school morale as well. So I believe by his performance today, it builds something at the special schools that encourage the others to come out next year and represent their school.
Yes, most definitely. So a win for him. Didn't quite get his time. I think it was 14 point. But definitely he should get some points for his team. We're now going to go to the under nines. And I think you know the reason why these cones are placed here for
We
the
saw
under
it
nines.
earlier. I think the cones should have come out a little earlier, but the kids always follow the curve.
Yes. It was worse when the track was blue and yellow. It was really worse. Their heads were tied up. Now it's a little easier because, you know, we have the all red track. It's just a case of trying to get the kids to understand you have to run between those two lines. Yes? So, getting ready for our first of 3 sections under 9 girls, 100 meters. We are moving. Moving along. Great. And again, we want to just say thanks to all of our many sponsors. Included in our list of sponsors is the National Cultural Foundation and Market Fresh. Those two, they have come aboard as well. And we're very happy when we can have more and more sponsors on board with us. Very happy for that. So, under 9 girls coming up, they'll be chasing the record of 15.40. Alika Herwood of St. Jules Primary, another bright spot. I remember her from NAPSAC days when she was this tall. She's still this tall.
She has grown a little bit, but she's still short.
Yes, but she too is one who progressed well through the NAPSAC ranks, through BSAC, Carifta, and now she's out there on a track scholarship. And, you know, we are very proud of all of the athletes who we can talk about. This is 24 years for NAPSAC, believe it or not, from 2002. And we can write a book about
the number of athletes that came through here.
And have gone on and have done well. First section, here we go. So it's Porter, Robinson, Thomas, Best, Ford, and Prince. Pretty even at this point.
She's looking around.
Alima Porter. She's being challenged by Ford. I think Ford has the edge. Tajayla Ford of Renal Weeks. Yes, 16:53. Ford. Porter. She's in second, 16.60. Those are our top two. So those two were challenging each other. It makes me smile when I see these little ones run. They always look at each other. They're running forward and just looking.
I think they can sense somebody's there and just making sure, like, all right. In my mind, if I look at you, like, I will probably say, like, part you going.
Yes. So a good start. They were pretty focused here at this point. So we have to encourage them to look straight ahead, keep going.
Running straight to the finish line.
And these two did a pretty good job. I think she looked across at her at the end and said, I got you. Oh, my. So the under 9 girls chasing this 15.40 record by Alika Herwood. I saw Alika's mommy this morning, as a matter of fact, on the eastern side. She's been around NAPSAC even with her daughter gone. She's still supporting. So this one here is looking really fast here. This is Clark, Anaya Clark of All Saints Primary, 16:23. So that's the fastest so far, for sure.
All Saints is really putting their foot down.
Yes, they mean business. They mean business this morning. They're looking to take home the bacon.
Have All Saints won the zone already before?
I think they have, All Saints. I remember there was a lady who used to be she had a big flag, and she just would be running back and forth all day, back and forth on the eastern side. Yeah, I asked for her. I wonder what became of her. She was so energetic, full of life. Yeah, so of course we need that kind of support too.
These parents give in. It might be a pro supporter, even if her child isn't participating at the school. You know, she just supports All Saints. A true supporter, a true fan.
Yes. So we're getting ready for our final section here in the under 9 girls 100 meters. Clark, Cumberbatch, Griffith, Taylor, Gittins, Montoot, Byron, and Grant. Yes, I know that Carrie has to return to her troops, her band, etc. But it was nice having you, Carrie, and sharing with us, sharing with the listeners. It was really a pleasure.
Thank you. You got to thank Miss Denny for that. You know, that gave me a call this morning.
Yes.
You know, she was just talking about my sports yesterday with the mascot race.
Yes,
she loved it.
That's what I saw. Yes.
You got to bring something different. You know.
Yeah,
Keep it
and it is good. It is good to, you know, I don't believe in doing the same old all the time. You got to do some creative things. Here we go, 51.04, Taylor Gittins of Renal Week. She's looking good, being challenged by Clark Cumberbatch. So, Isla Taylor Gittins of Renal Weeks. Yes, she's going to take home this one. Very impressive run. 17.67. Not as fast as the first section. So with that done and dusted, the under 9 girls, we can say Anaya Clark of All Saints Primary posted the fastest time, 16:23. So that will give her 10 points for the Harris Paints All Saints Falcons.
Yes.
From what you have seen so far, we're seeing that the All Saints Falcons are heading towards what could be
the
a
championship.
victory.
Yes. It might be a close one for second and third, but for sure the All Saints have put their foot on the gas and they're heading straight for this title.
Yes, but
I
we
think
still
somebody
have
probably heard us.
We still have the 200s, we still have the 150s, we still have the relays and the field events out there. So, but they're looking really impressive. So here comes the boys, under 9 boys, 15.00. The time posted by Raheem Tate Best of St. Martin's Mangrove back in 2009. Another household name in track and field.
He's still doing great things.
Yes, from primary school. Raheem Tate Best was destined to do well. So, Adante Ford, Jerome Bavell, Caden Goddard, Giovanni Lucas Hemmings, Shazari Romers, and Draco Stewart. Those will be going in this first of 3-time finals for the under 9 boys.
I always commend these juniors for running barefoot on the track with the heat. I think outside is a little cool with the wind, but to be running barefoot on a hot track, and I also got to commend the young ones, especially these under 9s that are running in track shoes. They're still learning.
Yes, and there is a program that is in place where the athletes can go and actually borrow track shoes and run. My thing with that though is it might be difficult for those who have never run in track shoes. They need to get the practice first. So they're often running here. Ford, Bavell, Goddard, Lucas Hemmings, Romers, and Stewart. Pretty tight battle here brewing. Tight. Lucas Hemmings and Bavell.
It's Lucas Hemmings.
Yes, he's going to take it. Bavell of Deacons will finish up in second. 16.01 for Lucas Hemmings. And 16.21 for Bavell. So that's the fastest time so far, 16.01. Again, we see these two battling.
And I think
dipping a little early, but he made it.
Giovanni, that's another one of my athletes, developing really well. I think last year he was the under 7 division champion, I believe, either in the zone or in the final 1v2. He's developing into something great. I would like him to grow a little bit too, you know.
You'll be surprised come the next 3 years or so when he gets 9 to 11. think that's when things will begin to happen. You know, you see these guys. I think you have experienced this at Princess Margaret, where a guy leaves you in July, and by September, and you see him again. You probably look up to him.
Yeah, I always tell them don't stand next to me if they're taller than me.
Yes. So, under 9 boys, second section, Cameron Gittins of Grantley Prescott, Damani King of Harris Paints All Saints Falcons. Next to him is Shaquille Leacock of Cuthbert Moore, and then Sakayo Goodridge of Deacons Primary. So here we go.
All Saints
that Falcon,
Cuthbert Moore.
yes.
But it looks like it's Cuthbert Moore. He's working.
Shaquille Leacock, yes. Seems like he wants to get off the track quickly. That's a smart thing to do. Run as fast as you can to get. Maybe that's why he's running barefooted.
He's smiling, both of them.
Yeah,
All
16:38. 16:38 is the time.
With one more heat to go in the under 9 boys.
Fastest so far, 16:01 from Hemmings, Lucas Hemmings of Renal Weeks. 16:01. Here they go, Pedialyte and Pediasure. These guys have been doing a good job. Pharmacy Sales Caribbean Inc. They're providing all the rehydrants for the athletes.
I remember when I first tasted Pedialyte when I was overseas as I think it was my sophomore year at University of South Carolina. I was wondering what was this liquid that LSU was using. And I tasted it and realized like, this is the next best thing after
Gatorade
and Powerade and some coconut water. I was missing that from home.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So another hydration product that's doing really well.
And the kids seem to love it.
I truly enjoyed the Kool-Aids. It made me feel like a kid again.
So our third and final section for the under 9 boys. Best Pain from St. Joseph, not there. Micah Foster of Cuthbert Moore. And next to him is Shakiri Greenidge of Renal Weeks. Those two are fighting.
But watch the young man on the outside.
Yes, he's trying to get into the picture. Actually, he did get into the picture.